This is an interesting hand. We just get to tear apart whatever they keep. I'm in for it. I'll keep this. Scourge becoming a Jund staple. Scourge is becoming a modern staple. And like someone else told me, oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Jimmy. Like someone was telling me before, it's very similar to Stoneforge Mystic, where now that it's a new toy, thanks for the follow, Dark Shrooms. Now that we have a new toy, we all want to play with it and find out where it fits. So people have been putting it in everything. You've seen Rakdos burn, you've seen Mardu burn, we've seen various 8 shadow lists. So I'm trying it out in Jund and seeing how that rides. I figured it's like Tarmogoyf 5 through 8 was my reasoning. Oh, what is this? We're playing against goblins. Let's get rid of this Aether Vial, huh? And then next turn we can get rid of their combo piece, the Snoop. We find Scourge. They're not going to be helping us out with their life total, though. Okay, grab that Snoop. Get it out of here. Yeah, you're right. We rarely are playing a Scourge turn 2 in this list. I'm wondering if we should have been playing Monastery Swiftspear instead of the Hexdrinker. Maybe I could have made that switch before I started this league. Damn. All right, well, thanks a lot for sticking by. Thanks a lot for the follow, Jimmy. It's been nice talking to you, and hope you're getting better soon, bud. Have a good one. Okay, Seal of Fire, so we can at least get rid of that Prospector, or we can Seal of Fire them and play the Scourge. There's the snow-covered mountain we knew about. And a Goblin Matron. So that's going to grab the 4-mana Gobbo that you can sacrifice goblins to gain life. But we have the, that's the one, Sling Gang Lieutenant, but we have the Thoughtseize to get it out of there, so we don't have to worry about that. That thing would kill our Scourge. Hexdrinker off the top, cool. So we'll just start with a Thoughtseize. We know we're doing this. Get the Sling Gang Lieutenant out of here. Don't want to see it. Oh, and they also have a Snoop, huh? Well, we have to get rid of the Lieutenant. And we need to keep the Dismember up for the Snoop. And the Kiki Jiki is going to be coming down pretty soon as well. We could attack with the Scourge, but they could just double block. We could then dismember something. That's a little bit tricky. Wasting a Dismember on one of these two cards doesn't seem very good, but we need to get that Scourge attacking. Yeah, there's a lot of improvements that could definitely be made to this software. Oh, I didn't expect that. I figured they would have for sure double block if they were going to block at all. And then why would they throw away the Skirk Prospector? Oh, because they want to Kiki Jiki the Matron. That makes sense. We're going to put a level on the Hexdrinker here so that we can level it up to level 3 next turn. And we have the Dismember to get the Snoop off the board. Just hoping they don't have a second play here. Oh, it looks like they do. Oh, a Mog War Marshal. That's a pain. So they've just got a ton of blockers now. Oh, we got Fatal Push off the top. That's quite good. So we could Fatal Push the Snoop and hold Dismember up for the Kiki Jiki. Or the Chieftain. I definitely also want to level up the Hexdrinker. It being a 4/4 is going to be much better for us. We'll hold up the Fatal Push here so that we can push the Snoop if we have to. No, we know they have a Goblin Chieftain here. We know they don't have the mana for the Kiki Jiki. So the Snoop is going to be one of the biggest problems. We have to get that off the board so that we don't just die to Goblin on top. I don't remember what the other combo piece is, but I don't want to let them play a Goblin off the top of their deck. Okay, they have a bit of a decision here with the Marshal. I think that I would neglect to pay so that I could put the Lord into play. That makes sense to me. Although Mog War Marshal would be quite nice with Kiki Jiki. So we are quite low on resources here. If they attack all, they're going to be able to put us to 2 or 4, depending on how we block. Hexdrinker's got a nice block to it. Oh, they don't attack. That's good for us. Let's see what they have on top of the library. That'll let us know how we want to use this Dismember. Okay, they have a Mog War Marshal on top, so they won't be able to put the Kiki Jiki in play for another turn. That is going to be a problem with the Hasty Goblins due to the Chieftain, so we're going to want to dismember that Chieftain. I don't think we can attack here. Our life total is too low. And meanwhile, opponent's just going wide here. Hopefully we draw something nice with the Bauble. Wrenn and Six is okay. Once we dismember the Chieftain, Wrenn and Six can kill the Matron. They didn't attack last turn. I doubt they would attack now. Oops. Get that matron off the board. Getting pretty close to being able to attack. If they keep the Mog War Marshal on the board, they cannot cast the Kiki-Jiki. And I don't think Kiki-Jiki can make copies of tokens, right? Target non-legendary creature you control. Okay, so they can make copies of tokens. Ooh. Is this a munitions expert? Yep. So that's going to be able to kill one of our critters. Which one did they kill? They killed the Hexdrinker. Wrenn and Six will be able to kill the munitions expert unless they attack in with all goblins here. So that might be something that they consider here. Attack with all the tokens, take the Wrenn and Six off the board. They only lose 1 token for that. Seems like a good trade on their part. Yep. Being able to Kiki-Jiki the munitions expert is also going to be very strong. So we're living on the edge here. I would love to be able to get Lurrus into play. Then we have Seal of Fire to kill their goblins all day. Wrenn and Six, bring that back. That would be nice. Oh, a lightning bolt off the top. That's interesting. We could lightning bolt the munitions expert in response to the Kiki-Jiki activation. Okay, I think they would have just thrown that land down onto the board if they had it. Oh no. This is a problem. Sling Gang? Okay, no, it's Ringleader. I thought it was Sling Gang for a second. That could have been way worse. Ringleader's still pretty bad. Okay, we go to 2 here. Get another bolt off the top. Going to 1 off the Peatland, but hopefully we'll gain a little bit of life with the Lurrus. We have the Lightning Bolt to take out whatever they're doing here, so we're going to use the Mishra's Bauble to draw a card. Okay, they're drawing land off the top, so they can finally put that Kiki Jiki into play. And Scavenging Ooze is quite nice. That'll gain us a bit of life. This is a really back and forth game here. Okay, here's the Matron. And that can go get the Munitions Expert. Munition Expert kills Lurrus. And then we die. We needed that lifelink in order to survive. Because yeah, we can block 1, kill 1 with Lightning Bolt, and then the last damage comes through and kills us. Close game though. So let's see here. We get Kozilek's Return, Engineered Explosives. Those are good for us. And I think we can probably take out some number of discard spells. We're really going to be wanting to focus more on what they have on board rather than what they have in hand. Can bring in Kolaghan's Command, another removal spell that also gets rid of Aether Vial. Okay, we'll take the play, show them our cat. Okay, this hand looks fine. We have Kozilek's Return to sweep their board. Tarmogoyf is a clock, Mishra's Bauble. So our Tarmogoyf gets to start as a 2/3, doesn't die to Lightning Bolt. We'll keep. We also get to do the fancy Mishra's Bauble fetch land scry trick. Alright, what do we have on top? No lands. Forest, that's a land, so we don't want that. Go get Overgrown Tomb tapped here, I think. Hey, Wrenn and Six. That could be pretty good, depending on their first play. But I definitely don't mind using Wrenn and Six to kill some of their goblins. Okay, we don't have an answer to that vial yet. We'll just play Tarmogoyf to start. Oh, now we do have an answer to that vial. I think I would prefer to kill the vial next turn. Let's get the Tarmogoyf down, get the clock started. Oh, is this a second Aether Vial? Okay. Kozilek's return is going to be very good. And we get Hexdrinker off the top. Okay, we don't want to put the Hexdrinker out yet because of the Kozilek's return, but I might want to go ahead and Tarmogoyf now instead of pulling the trigger on the Abrupt Decay. Because the Kozilek's return is going to be so good when we cast it. Then again... I do like getting that Aether Vial off the board. Slowing down the opponent seems like a good thing to do. So it's in between Abrupt Decay the Aether Vial on one, or play the second Tarmogoyf. And we should make that decision before we attack. Abrupt Decay will get an extra damage in with the Tarmogoyf. I think I'd like to slow them down. We're going to Abrupt Decay. Okay, they don't put any 1-drop in. So we get to attack for 3. And like I said, I want to keep the Hexdrinker in hand because we're planning on playing the Kozilek's return. Then again, I could put the Hexdrinker into play and then level it up to 3 next turn. It depends on how soon we want to cast that return. I want to have access to it right away, so I'm not going to play the Drinker. All right. Thanks for the follow. GTL Starbursts. How did you find the channel? Okay, War Marshal's pretty good against Kozilek's return. All right. Well, glad you're here. Glad you found us. Let's see here. So we're just going to attack with Tarmogoyf. We can hold up Kozilek's return if they do anything super funky with the Aether Vial. But I think they'll probably just block with Mog War Marshal here. Alright, thanks for the follow, Philip MTG. How did you find us? Okay, we get a creature in the yard, growing the Goyf. We're going to put the other Goyf down, and then the Kozilek's return is going to be very, very good next turn. clear the way for us, allow us to crush face with our Tarmogoyfs. Alright, well that's cool. Yeah, if anybody in chat didn't know yet, I post most of my leagues up onto YouTube, so you can check out any matches that you missed. I generally stream a different deck every week, so there's something in there for almost everyone. Oh, yeah, you're right. That would have been way better. Yeah, we could have got that Wrenn and Six into play, and then Wrenn is pretty good against goblins. That would have been much better. Okay, Sling Gang. That's pretty good against the Kozilek's return. They're going to be able to gain 5 life, basically. And we get Lightning Bolt off the top. So I think we have to return here so that we can get in with the Tarmogoyfs. Otherwise, they're just going to block sack, block sack. Ah, this would have been so much better if we had that Wrenn and Six in play. Could have just killed the Sling Gang Lieutenant with a minus. Instead, we're getting basically no value on the Kozilek's return. I mean, besides attacking in for 8, which is pretty good. We do have removal for their next plays. But if they have Snoop, for example, they could just potentially win next turn. Okay, just a War Marshal. If that was a Snoop, we would have been in trouble. So they can just block here. And take no damage, and they get to keep a 1/1 after that. But we're not doing too bad. They only have 2 cards left in hand. Oh, so they want to put the creature with the Aether Vial into play before they tick it up to 3. There's the Snoop. So we just need to avoid the Black Goblin that sets up the top of the library. Matron's pretty good for them. But the Snoop doesn't have haste. Oh, a Blood Moon on top. That's a problem. But that'll be shuffled away because of the Matron, right? Okay, Blood Moon stays on top. Okay, so we could play the Wrenn and Six and go get Verdant Catacombs so that we can go get Forest. Yep, classic Modo. And then we'll have access to most of our cards anyways. Okay, so opponent has Goblin Chieftain, so they're going to be able to attack in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. So they are presenting lethal. We have the Hexdrinker and Lightning Bolt to turn that around. We could keep the Tarmogoyfs back this turn. I think it would be safe to attack with one of them. Okay, they're just taking the damage here. They'll be able to play the Blood Moon and the Chieftain same turn because of Aether Vial. Let's get a blocker into play. That's what I was thinking. Get them to attack in. We have the Bolt for the Chieftain. We can kill most everything they have here. We're okay with taking a little bit of damage. And Wrenn and Six still plays through the Blood Moon. So we could minus Wrenn and Six once, twice, get their board out of here. Okay, here comes the Blood Moon. That resolves. Oh, and the Aether Vial's at 4, so they can't put the Chieftain into play. They must have something else. Maybe they have the Sling Gang Lieutenant in play, or in hand. So we can either get the other Goblin token off the board, or we can level up Hexdrinker to a 4/4. I like leveling up the Hexdrinker here. We still have access to Lightning Bolt that way. Okay, so let's see here. This would be a lethal attack. But we probably die on the crack back if they have Sling Gang Lieutenant into Goblin Chieftain. Yeah, if they have the Sling Gang Lieutenant in hand, I'm pretty sure we're just dead anyway. But we would be able to Lightning Bolt the Snoop, for example. Okay, so they didn't play it there. I wonder. Maybe they made a mistake in ticking up the Aether Vial. No, okay, here it comes. I figured for sure they would have done this before. Oh, a Krenko. Too bad I didn't have a stop on my end step there. I would have loved to have destroyed that. We might just be dead here to Chieftain. That's going to be... Well, this is 6 damage here, 7, 8. The Mog War Marshal instead of the Chieftain. They no longer have the mana. No, they have the Skirk Prospector to sacrifice a goblin. So yeah, we are dead. Yeah, it can do both because of the Prospector. And they don't even lose out on a goblin because they sacrifice the Marshal itself. It replaces itself. I got scared when I saw the Krenko and pulled the trigger, but that was a mistake. Yeah, we definitely keep this. This looks like a good hand. Okay, so how do we play this? It looks like we probably want to put Seal of Fire out. So I think we start with Stomping Grounds. And then next turn we can Wrenn and Six. Do Jund things. Triome, so this looks like an Uro pile. And they have a Wrenn and Six of their own. Battle of the Wrenn. Scavenging Ooze seems like it would be pretty good versus Wrenn and Six. Maybe we'll play that next turn. Well, they've done quite a bit of damage to their life total here, but I'm expecting to see an Uro. Oh, they might just Lightning Bolt our Wrenn and Six instead. Okay. I don't mind playing Scourge here. The Hexdrinker would just die to the Wrenn and Six. So maybe we just play the fetch land they know about, play Scourge, pass. Oh, they have like a mana leak or something. Remand. You know, I really liked not having to play around counterspells when I was playing Aether Vial and Cavern of Souls. I miss that. Another Scourge. I was playing Humans. I played Death and Taxes before that, and last week I played Spirits. I think actually Spirits was my favorite out of the three. Loved that deck. So they have 4 mana here. So they could have any number of counterspells for our Scourges. We could start with a Scavenging Ooze. Or we could just try and play Scourge and get through counterspells. I'm going to go with Scourge here. See if I can get one through. Okay, they have the Remand. Just keep on casting the same spell into their Remands over and over. Maybe one time it will get through. It would be a very strong threat if we were able to nail it to the board. No Spell Snare, come on. Okay, it's an opt. Looks like we're going to get the Scourge onto the board. They did keep top, though, so they probably have an answer for it. Opt went to bottom. And they have an Uro with a single mana left. So the Scourge is going to shrink here, but we have the Seal of Fire if we want to grow it. And we have Scavenging Ooze to take the Uro out of the graveyard, so they won't be able to bring it back next turn. Unfortunately, they do have 2 mana up now, so they might be able to counter our Scavenging Ooze. Okay, I like hitting the opponent here with Seal of Fire, but that's really only good if the Scourge manages to connect. So let's attack first. We're going to attack them. Wrenn and Six isn't the problem here. Hexdrinker plus level up. I want to get the Scavenging Ooze out so that we can take the Uro out of the graveyard. Nice. Get that Uro out of here. We do have the option of playing a second Scourge of the Skyclaves here. I don't think they're going to have any kind of a sweeper. If they had a counterspell, they would have countered the Scavenging Ooze. Let's go get basic Swamp, play second Scourge. Growth Spiral. Okay, draw a card, get a land. Oh, Mystic Sanctuary. Okay. That makes sense. Should have definitely kept the Scavenging Ooze up then. But they only put an opt on top. So, I mean, realistically, out of all the things that Mystic Sanctuary could put on top of a library, opt is not the most scary. Another Growth Spiral, so they're really digging for an answer here. But they're going to need something quite special to get rid of 2 Scourges. I mean, Omnath would be quite good. But it looks like they've already put their land into play, so they're not going to be able to gain 4, make a bunch of mana with Omnath. They're probably just going to pass Hold Up Cryptic Command here. Haven't seen any white sources yet. That's true. You're right. Okay, we're going to move to combat here. We have the Scavenging Ooze to get Cryptic Command out of the graveyard. Once they activate their fetch land and target the Cryptic Command, we can get it out of there. I don't think we need to commit anything more to the board. I don't know that there's any value to putting more cards onto the board here. There might be. We could put Hexdrinker down, level it up, and we would still have 2 green sources. Okay, they're keeping that Scalding Tarn. Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to... Oh, there's no creatures. No creatures in the yard, so we cannot save the Scavenging Ooze from the Lightning Bolt. So we're just gonna go ahead and get that Cryptic Command out of the graveyard. Okay, we'll allow the Tarn to fetch, so that when they get the Sanctuary, they can target the Cryptic Command, and then we can get that out of there so that the target basically does nothing. Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary fizzles this way. Bye-bye Scavenging Ooze. But we have another one in hand. So if they tap low, we can cast it. Okay, Tarmogoyf. Let's go to combat step. Do you have another Cryptic Command? Yes, they do. Okay, we're going to play our second Scavenging Ooze here. They're going to be able to fetch in response and put the Cryptic Command back on top of their library. Oh, they don't do that. Okay. So we have 2 hits with the Scavenging Ooze. We can hit Cryptic Command and probably Lightning Bolt, but they didn't go for another Mystic Sanctuary here, so we can just wait. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Wrenn and Six ult. I wasn't paying attention to that. So they're going to be able to cast the Cryptic Command from their graveyard over and over. Fortunately, we do have the Scavenging Ooze, so we can get rid of some of their spells from the graveyard. Okay, we got rid of Cryptic Command there. I think we go ahead and get rid of... What else do we hit here? Do we hit one of their draw spells? Because the Lightning Bolt's not going to do much, right? So we get rid of one of their opts. Well, I guess I didn't have any way to really interact with the Wrenn and Six there. So I don't think there was anything I could have done to stop it from making the emblem. They still need to have something in hand, though. because we have 3 very lethal threats. Oh, maybe they just lightning bolt us 3 times and we're dead? Wow, they just had lands in hand. They were planning this one for a while. GG, opponent. Let's see here. We can bring in Veil of Summer. Ban Island. Well, we definitely got to get that Mystic Sanctuary out of here. Or, you know, we could play a real format like Pauper. So we have Cling to Dust and Spellbomb for their graveyard. We could bring in Soul Guide Lantern. It seems like they were concentrating pretty heavily on their graveyard there. So I don't mind a couple of those. The Lightning Bolts don't seem very good. Inquisition, Thoughtseize seem great. Fatal Push doesn't seem too hot. Okay, so we got some interaction with their hand. We have a Hexdrinker. We'll keep this. I think we'll probably play Hexdrinker first and then double discard spell turn 2. So we're going to need to play Nurturing Peatland or to fetch Shock to start. No Cobra Company. Not this time. Not today. I tell you what, though. I'm definitely going to go take a look at that list. Once I get finished with this league, I'm going to find out what it's all about. And if we're lucky, one of our opponents will be playing it in the next 3 matches. Okay, so we got another Inquisition. Let's start with that. See what they have in their hand. Okay, we can get rid of the Wrenn and Six and the Mana Leak. We could also get rid of the Uro to keep them from ramping towards that towards the Cryptic Commands. Keep them from gaining life as well. We got to get that Scourge going. So Uro definitely is a problem when we're playing Scourge. Next turn we can Thoughtseize away the Mana Leak and play Scourge. They might Mana Leak the Thoughtseize here. Okay, that's the best we could have asked for. We don't have to lose the life that way. And we still get our Scourge to resolve. So Did you pay for a view bot? Nope. Hi, handsome. Good to see you. Do you remember a while back, Cherryman raided us with a ton of people? It happened again. Okay, we'll attack here. And we're going to play the Scavenging Ooze and hope to hit the Uro. Okay, that worked. I'm wondering if we hit the Uro right now or if we wait. They need, I think, 5 cards, right, to unearth to escape this. So even with fetch land, they're not good to go yet. We can wait on the Scavenging Ooze. It's only because they haven't actually met me in person, handsome. Yeah, I was more thinking that they just didn't have enough cards in the graveyard to stock up. So even if they got fetch land, they still wouldn't have been able to bring the Uro out. Okay, we're going to get Cryptic Commanded here. We know the opponent has 2 Cryptic Commands, so they're good to tap our team twice. Munch, 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 munch. I don't think there's any reason to put the second Scourge out here. We already have lethal threats. Let's just hold up Scavenging Ooze so that we can eat their graveyard. So much lethal. All the lethal. Okay, here comes the second Cryptic Command. Oh, okay, they're letting us attack. Didn't expect that. Oh, yeah, opponent was just saying that they misclicked. Yep. They just let me know that they misclicked there. So that's going to get us the game. We were pretty advantaged there, but the misclick definitely sealed it for us. Okay, the Fatal Push isn't really what we're looking for, but we like the Thoughtseize Tarmogoyf we're going to keep. And we got a Scourge off the top, okay. We'll go get Blood Crypt and Thoughtseize. Okay, so we can get rid of the Remand here to clear the way for the Tarmogoyf. That does mean that they're going to have access to Uro, but their turn 2 will basically be nothing. I think I take the Remand, just so I can get the Tarmogoyf on the board. Get rid of their turn 2 play. Okay, definitely don't want to play the Scourge here. They are going to help us out with our life total, but they're going to gain the life right back anyway. Uro is going to ramp them right towards Cryptic Command. So we're going to want to get our other Tarmogoyf onto the board right quick. And Scourge, that's just going to stay in hand, as long as they have that Uro. Bolt face? Oh, that's true too. We could bolt their face and play the Scourge. But Tarmogoyf is just going to be a little bit better for the first couple turns. Would be really nice to draw Scavenging Ooze off the top. Or some way to interact with their graveyard. Come on, top deck. Okay, another land instead. We could make a 5/5. True. 5/5 is a little bit better than 4/5. And we can keep the Verdant Catacombs in hand so that we can Fatal Push the Uro when it comes into play next time. Well, that's the thing, right? We can even hold up the Lightning Bolt. We don't have to play it right away. Okay. I'm into it. Let's play the Scourge. But obviously we're going to attack with Tarmogoyf first. So yeah, the Scourge is going to be quite large. Get it in past the Cryptic Command. And we're going to want to put probably the Blood Crypt down. Just what I was thinking was the Verdant Catacombs will allow us to cast Fatal Push later. So we'll pay the life, play the Scourge, and pass. Hand some things, leave up fetch. I want to keep the fetch in my hand so that the Fatal Push can kill Uro. Just in case we need to do that. Oh, interesting. They put the Steam Vents into play untapped. So they have something else to do with their Cryptic Command here. Maybe an Opt or something. So we can play the Verdant Catacombs now, and then we can hold it up for the Fatal Push. We'll go to combat, they'll Cryptic Command. Nope. We get to attack. So maybe they're going to bounce something? No, they're just going to take it. So this is... How much damage is this? This is 11 damage. So Lightning Bolt is lethal now. And they can't fetch. Okay. That's fine. We'll just leave it at that. Misclick again. Ouch. Alright, it's unfortunate that this is the way that this is happening, but the opponent has misclicked twice and allowed us to attack through a Cryptic Command that they had in hand. So once they cast Cryptic Command here, we have Lightning Bolt to finish it. This is one of the unfortunate things that does happen on Modo. Sometimes you just hit the wrong button by mistake. I've done it. Everyone does it. But it sucks. This hand seems fine. We have access to basically everything here we can do. We'll keep... The question is, do we play Inquisition first? I think we do. I think that's going to be the better play line. We can Inquisition first, check if the coast is clear for the Hexdrinker, and then next turn we can double spell. Oh my. What the heck is this? They're playing Goblin Lore. They're playing Goblin Lore and Burning Inquiry. So I think we probably take the Burning Inquiry here, and then next turn we can take Goblin Lore. OP Magician says Hollow One. Yeah, I haven't seen this list in ages. Ever since Fatal Push. Ever since Faithless Looting was banned. How big is Goyf? Let's see here. Sorcery land, 2/3. Oh yeah, that's true, eh? Burning Inquiry could definitely grow some things, but I like the hand that we have, and if we can keep them from enacting their plan, then that's what we want to do. Let's get rid of that Goblin Lore. Oh, they have another Burning Inquiry. So we might want to get rid of the Inquiry instead. And let them keep the Goblin Lore. Yeah, exactly. No second land. That's the reason why I'm looking at the Inquiry. Yeah, we'll get that, just because they can't play the other spell. And we're going to... You think we should hold the Hex? I mean, it does die to Lightning Bolt, but if we get them to cast the Lightning Bolt at the Hexdrinker, then we can play the Scavenging Ooze and start growing it. Yeah, I was thinking about using the Hexdrinker as a Lightning Rod. And then also, if they're using the Lightning Bolt on our Hexdrinker, they aren't casting Goblin Lore. I want to put the Lightning Rod out so that the Scavenging Ooze can stick around. Okay, so they drew a Mishra's Bauble. Probably target us. They might do it on our upkeep. We cannot block. Flameblade Adept has Menace. So we'll just take the damage here, however much it is. Okay, just one. So they know the card that we're going to draw. They've seen the Hexdrinker. Alright, so our choices are to Abrupt Decay the Adept, and if we Abrupt Decay the Adept, they'll have a harder time bringing the Phoenixes back. Or we could play Scavenging Ooze. They are holding up the Lightning Bolt here, so I'm thinking I'd probably Abrupt Decay the Adept and play another Hexdrinker. I don't think we need to Abrupt Decay the Adept yet. We can wait. Okay, they found their land, so here comes Goblin Lore. We're going to decay the Adept. That Adept would have grown to be quite large. Okay, one of their Phoenixes went to the bin. So we know they still have one more in hand and 3 unknowns. Okay, Mishra's Bauble. So our choices are level up the Hexdrinker or play Scavenging Ooze. Wouldn't mind playing that Scooze, getting that Phoenix out of there, but it does still die to Bolt. I would like, I think, instead to level up the Hexdrinker, get it to the point where it doesn't die to Bolt anymore. And then we can look at Scavenging Ooze next turn. We're going to put a stop on their upkeep, and we'll use Bauble to see what they're going to draw. They draw Bloodghast. Nice art on it, though. Okay, they're just holding up some mana here. And playing Flamewick Phoenix second main. That does have haste, but I guess they're going to use it as a blocker. We have the Scavenging Ooze to clean it up, and we get Dismember. So we could Dismember the Phoenix, but I don't think that's a winning line. We could Wrenn and Six, tick up. We don't have any lands in the graveyard, so I think we just play Scavenging Ooze and get Flamewick Phoenix out of the graveyard. Dismember. Yep, that makes sense. Why else would they have cast it second main? Yep, Scourge does die to Bolt. Oh, they have the Burning Inquiry. They discarded the Bloodghast. It looks like they're conceding. Yep, we won that one. Okay, so what do we do against this deck? Kolaghan's Command and Abrade kill their hollow ones. We beat the randomizer. Well, that's because we had those discard spells so that we didn't get Burning Inquiry. Get a bunch of good individual cards. Yeah, that's what you do. That's Jund for you. So we don't really have much to exile the graveyard besides the Soul Guide Lantern. We have Cling to Dust and Spellbomb in the main, so those are going to be nice. Let's see here. Lightning Bolt seems good. Wrenn and Six doesn't actually hit anything on their side. The -1 doesn't do much, so we're going to get that out of there. Seal of Fire we can keep. Dismember, we definitely keep that. Looking to take out 2 more cards. I would like to keep some number of discard spells, but maybe we cut down from 7 to 5. I'm fine with that. I don't think we want Engineered Explosives. Their creatures come in all different shapes and sizes, but I could get in for Kozilek's Return. They do have a lot of X2s between Bloodghast, the Menace Dude, and the Phoenix. Unfortunately, those cards will come back, but I think that it's worthwhile to get them off the board for a turn or two. Okay, not the best hand here. But we do have answers to their early threats. And we don't know that we're going to be keeping these cards anyways. Okay, Street Wraith. They have a turn 1 hollow one here. Oh, they could just like unload hollow ones with all those Street Wraiths. This could be really bad. Burning Inquiry. So they didn't have any hollow ones yet. I know, right? 4 Wraiths. Where are the hollow ones? There's one. Only one hollow one. We are so lucky. They're going to have access to the Phoenix next turn, and that hollow one is going to be attacking for a bunch. Still quite dangerous, but we got very lucky in the sense that they only put down one hollow one, and our Scourge of the Skyclaves is going to be quite strong. Oh, a Spellbomb off the top. So that gets rid of the Phoenix problem. I think that we're just going to go ahead and play the Spellbomb, crack it for no value, and get rid of their graveyard. So we're going to want to do that during their main step. Hey, thanks for the follow, Too Many Lands. How you doing today? And if you don't mind me asking, how did you find the stream? Okay, they're going to be drawing Fatal Push, which is going to be an answer to our Scourge. Unfortunate. We might have to two-spell the hollow one. You saying a lot of people playing Legacy and Arena? That's fair. I do a similar thing whenever I'm looking through. I try and find someone playing on MTGO, and then I try and find someone playing Modern or Pauper. Seems that Legacy has gotten quite popular lately. Okay, so they have no black mana for their Fatal Push. But if we play a Scourge right now and they draw into a black land, we're going to take a ton of damage. Oh, the Kolaghan's command for the hollow one. Okay, well that changes things. I could play the Hexdrinker and play Seal of Fire. Or I could just play the Scourge and hope that they don't get a land for Fatal Push. I think that that's the most dangerous line, but also the one that rewards me the most. Oh, we already lost Forest. Unfortunate. Okay, we'll have to pay some life then. Alright, we're going to go for the high risk, high reward play here of playing Scourge. No black source, please. Ah, damn. Okay. Well, we're still in it. But if they have a, what's the name? If they have Burning Inquiry, we're in for it. But it looks like we're only taking 5 damage here. So we'll be able to Kolaghan's command and take out the board. Yep, K-Command's looking real nice right here. We can pass the turn. They don't have any instant way to grow the Adept as far as its toughness goes. so we can wait to see what they do before we cast Kolaghan's command. We might have wanted to fetch there, just so we don't lose the command somehow. Okay, they have the Inquisition, so we're going to pull the trigger on command. Go get a basic swamp. Okay, had just enough time there for some hydration. So we want to deal 2 damage and destroy an artifact. Okay, they take our other threat. They do have a lot of hand disruption here, but they're left with 1 card in hand. We can put Lurrus into our hand next turn. And they took the Inquisition, so they want to keep that last card, whatever it is. Okay, we get Abrupt Decay. Let's just put Lurrus in our hand and pass back. Next turn we can Lurrus Bauble, start getting some value, and if they allow us to untap with a Lurrus on board, we can put a Scourge into play. Okay, looks like they're passing back with that 1 card still in hand. Oh, we get another Scourge. So do we just play Scourge here instead of Lurrus, hold up Lightning Bolt? I think we do. It would be nice to put Lurrus in play, but Scourge wins the game, so let's see if Scourge can win the game. Is that another Fatal Push? Yes, it is. Okay. So their last card in hand was Fatal Push. We have Lightning Bolt if they manage to put a threat down. Otherwise, next turn we can Lurrus. Cycling a hollow one. You think Bolt Face? I would rather have it as a way to potentially get back in the game, but if we Bolt their face, they go to 4, and then Lurrus double seal wins the game. Okay, we get Fatal Push off the top. We can't put Lurrus and Seal of Fire into play yet. And we don't have a second red land, but we can just play Lurrus and get Mishra's Bauble, draw a card. I think that's the best thing to do this turn. You want Seal, huh? If we do draw another land next turn, that line wins the game. On the other hand, if we play Lurrus, we get to draw an extra card, and they have to answer Lurrus. Lurrus wins the game as well. Attacks for 3, and then Seal of Fire kills. And we'll stop on their upkeep in order to see what they're drawing this turn. We don't have access to any lands, so there's no point in trying to draw an extra card here. So they got Goblin Lore. They're going to be able to draw some cards here. Draw 4 cards, then discard 3 at random. So they could be putting out some more threats. Okay, they do have Flame Blade, but we can Abrupt Decay the Flame Blade and Seal of Fire them for the win. Okay. This hand is fair. I think it's fine. We keep this. Has a removal, has value in the Wrenn and Six. Scavenging Ooze can be good. We'll keep. Our opponent is mulliganing to 5, which could mean several things. They could be playing Tron, or they could be unlucky. We're pretty set up for Tron in the sideboard. Oh, let's take that stop off the upkeep there. Field of Ruin, Aether Vial. Okay. We get basic swamp. So we're going to do the Bauble trick with the fetch land. Fatal Push. Fatal Push seems great. We will definitely take a Fatal Push. If they're playing Aether Vial, they're playing creatures, we want removal. Okay, they might just be passing back here. So we're going to want to play Wrenn and Six. So let's see here. I think Stomping Ground, maybe Blood Crypt. We already have a Blood Crypt in hand, so we can go for Overgrown Tomb. Cling to Dust, okay. Don't think that's going to be too good this game. We're going to Wrenn and Six, tick up. Shouldn't we shock slightly? Because we're not playing Death Shadow in this list, and our opponent is on a creature list, we're going to want to preserve our life total. We also don't have Scourge in hand yet, so we don't need to worry about our life total like that. Okay, Giver of Ruins, we have a Fatal Push for it. We'll be able to kill that next turn. Okay, they are coming out of their mulligan here. So they're going to be able to do some good things. Go get Batterskull. Tell him we didn't want his ruins. I mean, we don't, right? And then, I mean, they have this Giver of Ruins, but they just give the ruins to their own creatures. They don't share the love. Okay, so second Wrenn and Six. We could tick down the Wrenn and Six twice, kill the Giver of Ruins, and then Fatal Push the Mystic before they have a chance to put Batterskull in play. No, you don't like that? Okay. Not terrible. 2 for 2. Ah, they have a Thalia. That's going to be able to kill the Wrenn and Six here. Wrenn down. That's true. Skoos will be large and in charge. They do have access to Apparition. We don't know they have access to it, but that is a card they play. Apparition will be good at taking Scavenging Ooze out of play. Oh, they're killing the Blood Crypt on my draw step. Okay. I'm just wondering if I want to cling something. I think that I still just keep my mana for Scavenging Ooze. If we need to, we have access to Dismember, but I would much rather just grow my Scavenging Ooze. They have the Apparition here, so they're going to be able to take the Skoos off the board. We could gain life in response, or we could Dismember it and get a 2/2 token. So if we cast the Dismember, we're going to take 4. I think that's fine. They only have Batterskull in hand, and they ticked up their Aether Vial, I think, by mistake. Generally, this deck doesn't play 4 drops, but they could be playing the Restoration Angel. So we get a 2/2 token, but that doesn't block a 2/1 First Striker very well. So we'll just let Thalia through. Mishra's Bauble costs 1. I think we'll put the Lurrus in hand here. Take a look at what we have on top, because we have a fetch land good to go. Lightning Bolt is fine. Gets the Thalia off the board, so we're fine with drawing that card. And we have the Illusion just in case we need to make a block. We're also looking at bringing Wrenn and Six back next turn. So Wrenn and Six deals with Thalia quite well. They do now have an unknown card in hand. Stoneforge Mystic. So they're going to be able to go get another equipment. Yeah, that Maul. Maul is very powerful. Gives their creatures flying. That's going to be a problem. We're going to block here. This could be one of our last chances to block. Once they get that Maul going, we're in a lot of trouble. Oh my, okay. We've already got our basics. 3 minutes. Is that 3 minutes of lag? Another lightning bolt. Oh, come on, deck. So we have one red source with a Verdant Catacombs, but we can't Lurrus into Wrenn and Six here. We could get the red source, kill the Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, Remembrance Day. So we'll need to take a minute of silence. Oh, I'm going to take a minute here and try and figure out what I'm supposed to do this turn. I'm pretty sure I have to kill the Stoneforge Mystic. The problem is they can still cast them all onto the Thalia. And that would be 4, which would be lethal. So I think that we have to kill the Thalia with a lightning bolt, and then they'll attack us with the Stoneforge Mystic with the Maul, and we'll have to lightning bolt. We're not going to have the lightning bolt for that. Very tricky here. Maybe we can hold the lightning bolt for the spell when the Maul hits the board. They target something, and then we lightning bolt it in response. So we play the Lurrus, and then we play nothing, because we need 2 mana to lightning bolt. Pretty sure we have 1 Blood Crypt left in the deck. Thalia taxes enchantments. Yep. It's like prowess. Okay, so they're attacking with a Thalia. We just do nothing here. If they want to only do 2 damage, that's fine. And then they'll put the Batterskull into play with a Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, Path to Exile on a Lurrus. Okay. Thank you, handsome. So we have the lightning bolt for the Arbiter here. I think that we keep the lightning bolt up so that when they cast Maul, we can snag it. But I want to start attacking with Hexdrinker. I don't think we can hang back. We're at 2 life. We need to apply pressure. And we have an answer to the Arbiter, so we just need to go. We have to play as if it doesn't mean anything. We can't beat it if they have Restoration Angel. So we just have to play as if they don't have it. No fear. They don't even need to play the Maul here. They can just attack. We Lightning Bolt. You're right. Oh, a Flicker Wisp. Okay, that can kill us next turn. So we need an answer to that too. And that undoes all our hard work leveling up our Hexdrinker. We find Scourge. That's not an answer, so we're dead. Oh, you're right. We could cling. We could cling into a Fatal Push. Thank you. We could also cling to gain life. But if we cling to gain life, we go to 5, and then the Maul kills us. So we specifically need removal spell. If they block the Hexdrinker with a Flicker Wisp, that's good for us. Hexdrinker isn't going to be doing anything else anyways, so let's attack. And we need a Lightning Bolt, or a Fatal Push here, one or the other. We get an Inquisition instead. So we already know what they have in hand. Batterskull and Maul. So we'll concede. Alright, so we can bring in Kozilek's Return. Kolaghan's Command. Engineered Explosives. Abrade. Yeah, they have been close games. That's one of the benefits of playing Jund. You get a lot of those. So we don't need to worry very much about their graveyard. Take out Spellbomb and Cling. We also want to take out some number of discard spells. Most of the action is going to be on board. Got you with Wildfire? I don't think so. They have a ton of basics. So hitting their lands with Wildfire is not going to do too much for us. We could bring in Assassin's Trophy as a way to kill some of their equipments, like Batterskull. I think I'm fine with this. Oh, you're right. I see what you mean with a gotcha now. Okay, we have a 1-land hand. We're going to mull. Another 1-land hand with Basic Swamp. We're going to mull again. Another 1-land hand. Come on, deck. I think we're going to keep this one. We have Bolt, Push, Bauble, and Wrenn and Six. So if you find another land, we're doing okay. The Wrenn and Six will allow us to get the Bloodstained Mire back over and over and over again. We'll check ourself so that the Bloodstained Mire can do a scry thing. So we got Scavenging Ooze on top. We don't want that. We're just going to go ahead and fetch. Go get a Blood Crypt. And we're just going to put it into play tapped. Okay, the opponent is skipped past their first main phase, but they caught themselves for the second, and they have the Aether Vial. Okay, land off the top, please. We got there. So that's going to help to undo our mulligan. And we're going to go ahead and see what the opponent is drawing this time. Okay, they're getting a second Aether Vial. A little bit flooded on vials here. Oh, we got an Abrade for it though, so we can Abrade this Aether Vial if we want. Or we can save it for one of their equipments or creatures. Okay, it looks like they're passing with only one land, so we're going to Abrade this Aether Vial. Oh, we got a Tarmogoyf too? Thank you, deck. Kill that Aether Vial before it ticks up. One finger. Don't forget to use the Wrenn and Six there. That was close. I mean, it would be pretty nice if we got an emblem here and could just Abrade turn after turn. That would be cool. Alright, so we got one finger left. How about a Kolaghan's Command? Need to pump up that Wrenn and Six one more time. Okay, so they have the path for the Tarmogoyf. Nothing we can do about that. But we would like to go get a basic. Yes, please. Okay, they found their second land, so they're going to start playing spells. Oh, and a Rest in Peace. So Wrenn and Six is doing not much of anything anymore. And Tarmogoyf is going to have a hard time connecting. They probably just drew that off the top. Okay, another swamp. So we could actually go get Lurrus and put it in play, just as a 3/2 creature. Or we could draw a card with our Peatland. Trying to find a threat here. Failed on that one. Let's put the Lurrus in hand and we can hold up Fatal Push Lightning Bolt. Get that Wrenn and Six up to 7. Not that the emblem is doing any good while the Rest in Peace is in play. If this is Thalia, we can't Lightning Bolt. Oh, it's a Stoneforge Mystic, so we're going to go ahead and kill that. No, you may not have a Batterskull. Okay, Aether Violet 3, and they have the third land here. So they finally evened out. Now we get to see if their Flood beats the Screw, or the other way around. Yeah, I think that would have been the better thing. I could have put a stop on my end step while the trigger was on the stack. So that would have definitely been better. Now they're going to be able to put them all onto the Apparition. Okay, they're going for the Arbiter instead. And we get an Inquisition, so we can take them all out of their hand. Rest in Peace, Path to Exile, and Maul. Easy choice. And we get a 2/2. Exactly. No, I'm going to leave the Lurrus in hand for now. I have a card draw instead. And if they want to path the Illusion, then that would be a nice trick. Alright, let's see if they keep the Violet 3 this time. They do. We would expect it to be at 3. It went up to 4 last time, but that might have been an error. Okay, so we know what's in their hand. They have Path, Rest in Peace. And it looks like they're using the field. We have nothing to get for it, so good Field of Ruin for them. And they're casting a second Rest in Peace, so Lurrus isn't looking too hot. Well, the top of our deck could be good if we draw anything but lands. So they know we have the Lurrus in hand. I'm going to play it. We're not going to get any value out of it. So if they're not going to Path to Exile the Illusion, then we're just going to get them to Path the Lurrus. Come on, deck. We don't have many lands left to thin. The Stomping Ground's already gone, so the only land we have left in the deck is an Overgrown Tomb. Okay, I mean, that doesn't block the Illusion, but it is a very strong spell. Rest in Peace has already stopped the Tarmogoyf, so we're looking for Hexdrinker now. Abrupt Decay. Doesn't hit the champ, it does hit the vial. I think we probably leave the the Abrupt Decay open here. They have enough mana that hitting the Aether Vial isn't going to do much of anything. Yeah. Gonna hodl. Okay, planes off the top. They might as well attack, right? And another removal spell. Okay, we are winning this race, but if they start playing creatures, they get to gain life. And that changes the math. Horizon Canopy draws them an extra card. We are running quite low on clock here. Wrenn and Six. Unfortunately, the champ is immune to Wrenn and Six, but it does do extra damage. Exactly my plan. 1 damage to the face. And then if they try and use an apparition on the Wrenn and Six, we'll get another 2/2 illusion. No, they have Flicker Wisp. So Flicker Wisp can flicker the illusion here. And then I lose out on my creature. We can, however, Abrupt Decay the Flicker Wisp itself, and then the Wrenn and Six will be able to survive. We do still have access to Assassin's Trophy. There's 1 Overgrown Tomb left in the deck, so I can fetch that out if I need it. Okay, they're going after the Wrenn and Six with the champ. And Ghost Quarter after the tapped Overgrown Tomb. Okay. Oh, there's the Scourge we've been looking for. Auric Champion does block it quite well, so we aren't out of the woods yet. Alright, so unfortunately we cannot kick the Scourge. We just don't have enough lands in the deck. Should have tapped the Blood Crypt instead of the Forest here, so I didn't have to use the Catacombs to cast Assassin's Trophy if it came down to that. Yep, that's one of the cards we're drawing to. Get that Kozilek's Return. We're doing pretty good with that. Seal of Fire instead. Seal of Fire is not bad. No reason to attack, they just block. Okay, Giver of Ruins. We can use Seal of Fire to take that off the board. Okay, we get a Bauble, so we get to redraw. We do have fetch lands, so let's target ourselves. Mishra's Bauble. We have Lightning Bolt on top. Lightning Bolt is so-so. It does kill the Arbiter, but it doesn't deal with the champ. Does it still shuffle if we don't pay? Is prevented from searching, and then I guess I don't get to shuffle either. Okay. Okay, I got a Scourge off the top, so it must have shuffled. Another Giver. We have Trophy to get rid of that. Oh, and Fatal Push to get rid of the Arbiter. Yep, that's the plan. Ping the face. Another Aether Vial. And another Scourge. All the Scourge is coming in late. Okay, take 7. So close to casting Scourge with Cooker. It would be nice to see. Now, here's the unfortunate thing. I have 3 minutes left on my clock, and we're 1-1. So we're not going to be able to finish the match with only 3 minutes. But we'll play fast. We'll do some Blitz Magic. I don't think this hand does it. This one might. We'll keep this. We'll get rid of probably Mishra's Bauble here. We've already got the tools we need. We just need to get lucky with the opponent having basically nothing. Dismember's nice. We'll play the Hexdrinker. Seal of Fire. I was thinking I would play Scourge first, and then Seal of Fire, the Giver of Ruins, next turn. Because we're under the gun here, we want to present threats. It's the only way we can possibly win, is to get our threats on the board and attack for big damage. If they have another Giver of Ruins here, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, second Giver means the Seal of Fire is not so good. They're going to be able to protect their cards. But we'll still play the Seal. We'll have the Dismember, so we might be able to do something funky. Okay, that's fine. So they're going to give it protection from a color. We'll kill it with Seal of Fire. We're going to hit them for 2 with the Scourge, and then we'll hold up Abrupt Decay or Dismember. If they're going to activate the Aether Vial here, we're going to want to fetch in response. Oh, they have the path. Damn it. So that's pretty much our hopes out the window here. We needed that Scourge in order to have a fast enough clock in order to do this. We're going to Dismember the Giver of Ruins, and then the Hexdrinker we can level up with that. Oh, they have the Flicker Wisp here, so they can flicker the Giver of Ruins. We'll play the Wrenn and Six, kill the Flicker Wisp, level up the Hexdrinker. Kozilek's Return is pretty nice. I might have been able to play that so that we held up Abrupt Decay, but I don't have time to think about how to tap my mana here. We only need 1 more level up on the Hexdrinker here in order to save it from Kozilek's Return. Another Aether Vial from the opponent. We only have a minute left. K command, very nice. 5 seconds left. Not fast enough. Oh, we were so close. A deck with Yorin. Okay. So, what's the basics of Yorin? Thoughtseize going to be good? This hand looks fine. We'll keep. Thoughtseize into Tarmogoyf is good in most situations. We haven't seen any more raids. Yeah, Cherry raided pretty close to the beginning of the stream. $80 card Death and Taxes. So we get a rematch, almost. Okay, so they have Stoneforge Mystic for next turn, and then they're moving on towards Thought-Knot Seer. I want to take the Stoneforge Mystic. That's their play for this turn. Unfortunately, we don't have an answer yet to the Thought-Knot Seer. Might as well attack here, why not? Lightning Bolt. Oh, okay, that makes sense. People love to jump on any deck that wins a challenge. You're going to go play Legacy Minotaurs? What the heck is that? I did lose to a Minotaurs deck once in, I think it was Modern. Fatal Push. Okay, so we have Lightning Bolt for the Giver of Ruins. And then we can Fatal Push the Apparition. We probably want to push the Giver first. Cool. Okay, and then with the target on the stack now we can Lightning Bolt and get our 2/2. Clear their board. We have no more plays this turn, so we'll just hit 6. Save a little bit of our clock. Okay, and now they have Thought-Knot Seer good to go. Yeah, Didgeridoo. That's a Homelands card. All those cards are bad. Didgeridoo. Okay, opponent takes our Hexdrinker. Makes sense. Scourged isn't able to do anything here. We could Spellbomb to try and draw a card. Maybe I should have grabbed Lurrus instead. Okay, Seal of Fire. So that's going to allow us to play the Scourge next turn. And if they attack with the Thought-Knot Seer, we can block with the Illusion and use the Seal to kill the Thought-Knot Seer. Why? What's the price of Didgeridoo at? I mean, I wouldn't expect many people to be playing that card. Oh, geez. Selfless Savior gives the Thought-Knot Seer indestructible, so we're not going to be able to do our plan. $17. Okay. We'll just take the damage here. And we get a Scavenging Ooze. So we could Abrupt Decay the Selfless Savior so that the Seal of Fire illusion can kill the Thought-Knot Seer next turn. Ooh. Are we going to become big time famous? Okay, so that's going to blink the Thought-Knot Seer. But the real problem is this flies. So we're going to be dead to it next turn. Mishra's Bauble. Let's see here. What could we draw? We could draw a Lightning Bolt. Okay, they're going to draw Thalia. Okay, so we'll hope we draw Lightning Bolt off the top. No luck, so we're dead. Okay, so it's some sort of Eldrazi taxes kind of thing. I know, right? Such a disappointment. Remember that time when I drew all those lands? That's true. When you're playing more cards in your library, you have more space for all those swords. Take out Cling to Dust, take out the Spellbomb. Wrenn and Six can hit Thalia, so I don't mind leaving 2 of those in the deck. Follow me. Over here. Hey, listen. Give me a follow. They could be running Rest in Peace, which would be good against Tarmogoyf. But I think Tarmogoyf is still better than Scavenging Ooze in this matchup. And we have access to Abrupt Decay to get rid of that. I think we're fine with this. We could bring in Assassin's Trophy, because that's going to answer some of their big mana spells. So maybe we should take out something for that. Okay, definitely want to play first. We'll show Respect the Cat, our cat. Okay, no lands. That doesn't play, we'll mull. One land hand with Wrenn and Six, but we don't have access to the Bauble. Pretty scary keeping this. We do have a ton of 1-drops, so we would still be able to play Magic even if we don't draw land. I don't want to mulligan again. I'm going to keep this 1-land hand and get punished for it. Yeah, it would be better if the Engineered Explosives was a Bauble, so that we could Bauble ourselves, but unfortunately we can't. I'm going to start with either the Thoughtseize or the Hexdrinker. If we start with Thoughtseize, we could potentially get Aether Vial, but we have Engineered Explosives to get something like that off the board later. Let's start with aggro. So we're going to want to get Overgrown Tomb. Okay, well that's the last finger off of the Monkey Paw. Oh, is that how it works? Well, we should have asked for 1 more second on the clock for that last finger then. Okay, Arbiter. We have the Lightning Bolt to answer that, or we can just pay mana. Oh, we're just getting all of our lands now. Okay, so they have a ton of stuff going on in hand. The Thalia is bad to Wrenn and Six. The Flicker Wisp could kill it, but they would really want Aether Vial for that kind of trick. So we could take the Batterskull or the Thought-Knot Seer. I'm going to take the Thought-Knot Seer. That's the problem that we're going to have to deal with first. Okay, we'll go get basic forest here. Our life total's already quite low. Draw Scourge. Okay. Oh, Stoneforge Mystic. That's good from the opponent. That's going to allow them to put the Batterskull into play next turn. And Sword of Feast and Famine. Also very good. So we might Engineered Explosives on 2 here, just to get that Stoneforge Mystic out of here. But that would kill the Wrenn and Six. That would be awful. What an awful situation. You think so? Just a terrible situation to be in. That also takes the, with the Wrenn and Six off the board, Thalia can be cast. So they're going to be able to equip up a Thalia next turn. Oh, but we got the Inquisition. Okay. So we can at least take a peek at what's going on here. We could get the Flicker Wisp, which flies and holds the sword quite nicely, and also resets our Hexdrinker. Okay, our Hexdrinker will have protection from everything next turn. We could also go get Lurrus. Lurrus for Engineered Explosives. Get rid of the sword. The Batterskull is going to be quite a problem, though, because they're going to be able to have a lifelinking creature. So even though the Hexdrinker has protection from everything, they're still going to be gaining like 6 life a turn, which is what we deal in damage, and we can't block a Batterskull that has a Sword of Feast and Famine on it. So we need an answer. Ah, Fatal Push. That answers the germ. Perfect. Can EE on the yard from 0. Yeah, that's true, but we got the Fatal Push, so we can hit the germ when they put the Sword of Feast and Famine onto it. And that allows us to also level up the Hexdrinker. All right, take 6. And then we can Fatal Push the germ in response. Oh, Selfless Savior. It gives the creature indestructible, so we're going to have to Fatal Push now. And then they can put the sword on the Savior. But the Hexdrinker has protection from Savior, so it'll swing through. They won't have a chance to block. We should be good here. And we still have almost 15 minutes on the clock. I don't think I want to change anything. So we're just going to go ahead and submit. Okay, this is the final game for the stream. So, wish me luck. We have Inquisition, Explosive, Tarmogoyf. This is a keep. And a Giver of Ruins to start. Okay, we can kill that with Engineered Explosives. Let's take a look at their hand. Find out what they're holding. Who would hate the Hexdrinker? That's like hating Rootwalla. Okay, pair of Flicker Wisps and a Thalia. So I guess we'll just get rid of Thalia here. So they have no turn 2 play. We can get Engineered Explosives up to 3. Yeah, but which Badger? Charging Badger? Giant Badger? Rock Badger? I like the Surly Badger. That sounds cool. That's a Badgeosaur. Even better. Okay, so we could play Hexdrinker Lightning Bolt. Haha, I get it. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. Snake, snake, don't forget about the snake. Okay, they're pathing their own Giver of Ruins to get the second white source so that they can start playing Flicker Wisp. If we play Engineered Explosives on 3, they can flicker that and will come back as a 0. So we're not going to want to play that game. Okay, so they just have Flicker Wisp land left. Okay, here's a Flicker Wisp. I imagine they'll target the Tarmogoyf. I don't know. Oh no, that makes way more sense. Target the land. Because, yeah, targeting any of my creatures isn't going to give them any value. Kolaghan's Command off the top. I like that. We'll start with an attack. If they want to trade the Flicker Wisp for a Hexdrinker, I'm fine with that trade. Oh, that would have been... yeah, that would have been better, I think. Kill, discard. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, we're going to grab Lurrus here. Next turn, we can put the Hexdrinker into play. That's pretty much what I expected there. Draw a card. Oh, Skyclave is going to kill the Tarmogoyf. But we can use Kolaghan's Command to get a 2/2 counter out of it. Oh yeah, we can grab a creature with it too, that's right. So we could get the Hexdrinker back this way. They only have one card left in hand, so it might be good to make them discard it. And we can get the Hexdrinker back with Lurrus later. Oh, and we made them discard Sword of Feast and Famine. Good discard. Okay, they're putting Urine back in their hand. So Thoughtseize off the top. Wrenn and Six instead. Let's see here. So we have a Verdant Catacombs in the yard. We still have lands to get. So we could Wrenn and Six, play Lurrus, and still play Hexdrinker. Okay, not a bad turn. Ooh, we've been playing for a while. 5 hours. Okay, they're just putting Urine down. That is a danger. It will kill us in 2 turns. It will also block most of our critters. So we need something good off the top here. Bauble, huh? So we can draw a few cards with that. Let's see what's on top. Seal of Fire is on top. So we could sack the Peatland to draw Seal of Fire. Then we could play Seal of Fire twice. And use the Wrenn and Six to kill the Urine. Nice. Gain us some life. And we get to draw a card from the Bauble. Lightning Bolt, they're at 3 life. That's looking pretty good. I think we might have another 3/2 on our hands. Okay. So we can call this the 3/2 dot deck.